inspired millions of students, teachers, and seekers through his discourses and value-based programs. He has represented India and at several international forums and delivered lectures across Europe, America, and Asia, including the Fourth World Parliament of Religions, Torneo Spiritualita, universities in Turin and Gionia, the International Leadership Training, Camp NCO 2007, and Akka Seminole in Atlanta 2012. Swamiji has been honored with several prestigious awards, including the Ambassador of Peace by the Universal Peace Federation, US 2017, the honorary doctorate by Tumakuru University 2011, the Era Awards by Canada Education Society, and the Siddha Ganga Sri Shiva Kumara awarded by Siddha Ganga Mat 2017. He is the editor of Viveka Deepti magazine, author of Swami Vivekananda and Manava Abhyudaya, Tumkur University, and has published 150 plus articles in leading Kannada dailies. Welcome to New Zealand, and we look forward to hearing you again. Swami Paramananda ji uniquely blends environmental stewardship, leadership, and spiritual depth. Before embracing monastic life, he made significant contributions in the field of wildlife, conservation, and biodiversity management. He represented India at global forums, a representative of the Rashtrapati Puraskar. He is also recognized for his expertise in biodiversity conservation, sustainable development, natural farming, photography, nature and wildlife conservation. Swamiji was inspired by many spiritual stalwarts of Ramakrishna Math and many holy saints. He embraced sannyas from Sri Badrika Ashram, Himalayas as monk. He has addressed on global peace and global harmony, sustainable development, Indian heritage and cultural philosophy of Vedanta, and presented many research papers in international symposiums, and also has given discourses across in over 25 countries, including US, UK, Europe, North America, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia. A special address at the Vatican in the presence of His Holiness Pope Francis 2018. In India, he organizes youth conventions, Bhakta Samelanas, teacher training workshops, and personality development programs, inspiring thousands of youths towards nation-building values-based education, moral and ethical workshops. A multilingual orator, English, Hindi, Kannada, Telugu. He is also the founder, director, and secretary of the Swami Vivekananda Foundations for Teachers SVFT, Bengaluru. Welcome again to New Zealand, and we look forward to listening again. Just a few housekeeping rules. Please turn off your mobile phones in silent and restrict movements in between areas, between the stalks. Thank you. Over to you, Swamiji.
We shall have Namavalis in the beginning, as usual. I request all of you to repeat. Pannaga Bhushana Paramashiva. Pannaga Bhushana Paramashiva. Parvati Ramana Sadashiva. Parvati Ramana Sadashiva. पन्नगभूषण परमशिवा
पन्नगभूषण परमशिवा
पन्नगभूषण परमशिवा
पन्नगभूषण परमशिवा
पार्वतीरमण सदाशिवा
पार्वतीरमण सदाशिवा
पार्वतीरमण सदाशिवा
पार्वतीरमण सदाशिवा
पन्नगभूषण परमशिवा पन्नगभूषण परमशिवा पार्वतीरमण सदाशिवा पार्वतीरमण सदाशिवा पन्नगभूषण परमशिवा पन्नगभूषण परमशिवा पार्वतीरमण सदाशिवा पार्वतीरमण सदाशिवा पार्वतीरमण सदाशिवा पार्वतीरमण सदाशिवा श्री राम जय जय राम ओम 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 श्री राम श्री राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय जय राम ओम Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Om. 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 Shri Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Om. 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Hare Rama Hare Krishna Radhe Govinda. Hare Rama Hare Krishna Radhe Govinda. Radhe Govinda bhajo Radhe Gopal. 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Hare Rama Hare Krishna Radhe Govinda. Hare Rama Hare Krishna Radhe Govinda. राधे गोविंद भजो राधे गोपाल,
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 राधे गोविंद भजो राधे गोपाल।
राधे गोविंद भजो राधे गोपाल।
Finally, as usual, Ramakrishna Sharanam. Ramakrishna Sharanam, Ramakrishna Sharanam,
Ramakrishna Sharanam, Ramakrishna Sharanam,
Ramakrishna Sharanam, Sharanya.
Ramakrishna Sharanam, Sharanya.
Ramakrishna Sharanam, Ramakrishna Sharanam,
Ramakrishna Sharanam, Ramakrishna Sharanam,
Ramakrishna Sharanam, Sharanya.
Ramakrishna Sharanam, Sharanya.
कृपा ही केवलम, कृपा ही केवलम,
कृपा हि केवलम्, कृपा हि केवलम्,
कृपा ही केवलम शरण्या।
कृपा हि केवलम् शरण्या।
कृपा ही केवलम, कृपा ही केवलम,
कृपा हि केवलम्, कृपा हि केवलम्,
कृपा ही केवलम शरण्या।
कृपा हि केवलम् शरण्या।
जय जय राम कृष्ण शरणम, राम कृष्ण शरणम, राम कृष्ण शरणम शरण्य। जय जय राम कृष्ण शरणम,
रामकृष्ण शरणं, रामकृष्ण शरणं, शरण्या।
शरणागतो हम, शरणागतो हम,
शरणागतोऽहं, शरणागतोऽहं,
शरणागतो हम शरण्या।
शरणागतोऽहं, शरण्या।
शरणागतो हम, शरणागतो हम,
शरणागतोऽहं, शरणागतोऽहं,
शरणागतो हम शरण्या।
शरणागतोऽहं, शरण्या।
जय जय राम कृष्ण शरणम, राम कृष्ण शरणम, राम कृष्ण शरणम शरण्या। जय जय राम कृष्ण, राम कृष्ण शरणम, राम कृष्ण शरणम। नमः श्री गुरवे, नमः श्री गुरवे,
नमः श्री गुरवे, नमः श्री गुरवे,
नमः श्री गुरवे, नमो नमः।
नमः श्री गुरवे, नमो नमः।
नमः श्री गुरवे, नमः श्री गुरवे,
नमः श्री गुरवे, नमः श्री गुरवे,
नमः श्री गुरवे, नमो नमः।
नमः श्री गुरवे, नमो नमः।
जय जय राम कृष्ण शरणम, राम कृष्ण शरणम, राम कृष्ण शरणम शरण्या। जय जय राम कृष्ण शरणम, राम कृष्ण शरणम,
राम Ramakrishna Sharanam Sharanya.
Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna, Jaya Jaya Ramakrishna.
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 Reality centered, otherwise he cannot achieve something great in his life. Sometimes we find so much of hypocrisy in this society. A poor man behaving as if he is a rich man behaving as if he is a poor man, an intelligent behaving as an innocent or ignorant. If he behaves like an innocent, it's all right, but behaving as an ignorant is very dangerous to the society. As we all know, ignorance is not innocence, but sin. Ignorance is not innocence, but sin. Ignorance is dangerous, but cultural ignorance is more dangerous. See, these are the things that you should keep in your mind. It is really a very thought-provoking aspect. Welcome. Thought-provoking aspect, okay? And Swami Vivekananda warned the intellectuals of his time, cultural ignorance is more dangerous. And you come across another beautiful dictum of another famous personality. He says, everybody will have followers, but fools will have more followers. Don't stop there itself. He continues, mind you, the association or organization of the fools is an excellent protection to the wise. See, these are all the things we have to cherish and get more confidence and vigor. When we find a bigger association of fools, you should not get frightened. Abraham Maslow says you must be reality centered, number one. Number two, be very creative. Number three, be very spontaneous. Number four, don't follow the people, whatever they say. You listen to them and ultimately put forth your own personal opinion of your own experience. You need not ape what other people say. And continuing, he says at one point of time, if at all, if you want to learn something, come what may, let it be from a layman who is below you. If it is necessary to learn from him also, don't hesitate to learn. And finally, he concludes by telling that respect the mystic experiences. If you find any person who is under stress, if you go to your doctor, he will prescribe something. Tablet 1, 101, tablet 2, 010, tablet 3, 00 half before going to sleep. Finally, go to a Swami and practice meditation. That is the way of respecting the mystic experience. Okay, this is very important. Meditation yields us very much, enormous, more than our expectation. And these are the things we must know in detail. Sri Ramakrishna, I told you, even though the Brahma Samaj followers respected him to a certain extent, unless and until the leaders of Brahma Samaj could give clarity of thought about Sri Ramakrishna, the lay devotees could not sincerely believe him. And you may be surprised to know that even though it was founded by Rajaram Mohan Rai, in later years it got split into two portions and being led by Vijay Krishna Goswami, one cult, and another by Keshava Chandra Sen. So you come across Rabindranath Tagore or Devendranath Tagore as also one of the leading personalities in Brahma Samaj. But when they came in contact with Sri Ramakrishna, they could find out that the genuine philosophy of spirituality is more in Sanatana Parampara. See, Sanatana Parampara is such a versatile, all inclusive, and an eternal truth. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, when I go to explain you with respect to the teachings of Vivekananda, I will let you know how it is so versatile and all inclusive. So, after seeing Sri Ramakrishna's very genuine practices in spirituality, even the Brahma Samaj people became the ardent followers of Sri Ramakrishna. Keshava Chandra Sen, who was honored even by the Queen Victoria, he came and fell at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna. One day he came and he did salute like this to Sri Ramakrishna. Namaste. Then Sri Ramakrishna did like this. Then that man changed his attitude and he said, Namaskar. Then Sri Ramakrishna bowed down and did like that. He also did the same thing. Then Sri Ramakrishna fell down at the feet of him and showed his respect. Thereby, completely, Keshava Chandra Sen surrendered. At one point of time, there was a conversation between Keshava Chandra Sen and Sri Ramakrishna, and many of the devotees were assembled there. One of the devotees asked Sri Ramakrishna, appreciating his renunciation, Sir, we respect you for the greatest renunciation you have done. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, No, no, your renunciation is far bigger, far more superior to my renunciation. That was a matter of surprise for all the people who assembled in the room of Sri Ramakrishna. In Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna's room is maybe of this size only. Okay. Then immediately the devotee asked Ramakrishna, Sir, how do you say our renunciation is superior to your own? Then Ramakrishna said, Just for God, I have renounced everything pertaining to the worldly aspect. Material prosperity I have renounced. The secular way of life I have renounced. Just for God. But you people, you have renounced even God just for material prosperity. You are a bigger tyagi than. So, even though it looks like a joke, but the populace of the world at large is really foolish. They cannot understand the reality of the things. They cannot understand what is very happy today need not be happy altogether. What is very tough together today may be a great blessing all through our life. This is what we call as the power of wisdom, the discrimination between what is right and what is wrong, as beautifully defined by Shankaracharya in Viveka Chudamani. And later on, we come across so many great people who came in contact with Sri Ramakrishna and finally accepted all his teachings and utterances. So, Sri Ramakrishna's influence started spreading in a very geometric proportion. People used to come and meet him, spend time with him, argue with him with regard to spiritual matters. Sometimes they used to converse with him and get his consent, his opinion, and advice for further advancement in the field of spirituality. And it goes like this. At one point of time, we came to know that Sri Ramakrishna could accept all the negatives of the disciples who came to him, including the diseases of the disciples. He had another wonderful disciple by name Girish Chandra Ghosh. Girish Chandra Ghosh was such a drunkard. At one point of time, he said, generally, he used to find Sri Ramakrishna in ecstasy, in bhava. One day, for the first time, he came to Ramakrishna. He saw Ramakrishna and he was very much astonished to see Ramakrishna in such an ecstasy, in such a mood. He used to tell, I have consumed wine of even foreign countries, but I did not get such a mood what he is experiencing now. Then immediately after the conversation started, he asked, Swami, what is your brand? You are so much intoxicated in that mood. I have tried even the foreign drinks, alcohol, imported. but I could not get so much of uh, enjoyment out of it. Then Sri Ramakrishna used to show Kali. She is everything for me, like that. And Girish Chandra Ghosh was an extraordinary artist in those days. More or less, you can compare Girish Chandra Ghosh with Rabindranath Tagore. Tagore happened to be the first person to gain Nobel Prize in whole of Asia. Okay? And Rabindranath Tagore happened to be 2 years senior to Vivekananda in age. His father, Devendranath Tagore, came in contact with Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna used to correct Devendranath Tagore quite often. At one point of time, he said, Devendra, I came to know that you go for delivering lectures. It's good. You must go. You must teach people all the philosophical truths. But don't talk much about brahmacharya. Devendra, don't talk much about brahmacharya because you have 13 children. You don't have any license to talk about brahmacharya because you may talk verbal. If people ask you, then in spite of so much of knowledge, what happened to you? You don't have any answer. See, Sri Ramakrishna was so straightforward, he could make correction at any point of time with respect to any person. Once the king of Bharadwan came to meet him. Looking at his face, Sri Ramakrishna said, my conscience is not permitting me to call you king. I will call you by your name, he said. The king accepted. Such hundreds of instances you come across in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. If you are very familiar with Kannada, please go through the book titled Yugavatara Sri Ramakrishna by Most Revered Swami Purushottomanandaji Maharaj in 2 volumes. Excellent collection of the life and teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. Please go through that. If you have any our people here coming at the nearest future to India, I can get a few copies to them so that you will have a study circle, and please go through that. That will enhance your bhakti, the power of bhakti. Definitely, after 6 months, you will understand how much you are enjoying the devotion. Okay? Sri Ramakrishna's life has made significant effect on the lives of so many people of that time. Bankima Chandra Chatterjee, the author of Vande Mataram. The speciality of Rabindranath Tagore, do you know? He authored the national anthem of 2 countries, India as well as Bangladesh. So these are all very special things to be noted. And now I am more particular about talking about the Kalpataru Day celebration. I cannot call it as a celebration. It happened so accidentally. It was 1886, January 1st. It was Sunday. Sri Ramakrishna was affected by cancer, you all know. For having proper treatment on time, he was shifted from Dakshineshwar to one of the rented houses in Calcutta. The place of the name of the place happened to be Kashipur Garden. Kashipur Garden right now, it is in the heart of the city today, but in those days it was the outskirts, more or less outskirts of Calcutta, on the banks of the river Ganga. Sri Ramakrishna was there for his treatment. Holy Mother Sharada Devi to nurse him properly, timely, and all the 16 youths who were very much convinced with Thakur's life and teachings, who had wholeheartedly accepted and embraced the spiritual life, they were practicing their spiritual life under the guidance of Sri Ramakrishna in Kashipur Garden. On Jan 1st, that was Sunday in 1886, Sri Ramakrishna was terribly ill. He could not physically move from place to place because of weakness of his body. On that day, in the afternoon, suddenly Sri Ramakrishna stood up and got down from the stairs, from the first floor, and he started moving on the lawn. This incident happens to be the day on which Sri Ramakrishna fulfilled the devotional longing of his disciples, like the fabled wish fulfilling tree of heaven. You know, Kalpataru. Kalpataru means a tree in the heaven. If you ask anything, it will fulfill all your desires. On 1st January, Sri Ramakrishna was feeling little bit better on the day, and he went for a stroll in the garden. He went for a walk, brief walk. Since it was Sunday, and it being the British rule, people had general holiday. Large number of devotees gathered in Kashipur garden. Master went into their midst, and suddenly he questioned Girish Chandra Ghosh. He questioned Girish Chandra Ghosh like this: well, Girish, what have you seen in me that makes you declare everywhere that I am an incarnation? What have you seen in me that motivates you to declare me as an incarnation everywhere? Unhesitatingly and with great devotion, Girish replied, what can an insignificant creature like me, what an insignificant creature like me say about the one whose glory even sages like Valmiki and Vyasa could not measure? When Valmiki and Vyasa could not measure the significance of Ram and Krishna, I, being a very insignificant creature, how can I explain you about your glory, about your incarnation? All the people who had assembled there, they went to deep thought. There was greater degree of silence there. This roused in Sri Ramakrishna the sense of his identity with the divine, and he declared in partial samadhi. He went to trance. You have seen a very popular photograph of Sri Ramakrishna like this. It's very popular. He went to trance, and immediately, out of so much of love to the humanity at large, he said, what more shall I say? What more shall I say? I bless you all. Be illuminated. What more shall I say? I bless you all. Be illuminated. Suddenly, there took place an electrifying change in the attitude of the people who gathered there. Someone started dancing. Someone started chanting the name of Lord. Someone started weeping. Someone fell on the floor and behaved like small children, what they does in the houses. And someone silently and seriously looking after what is going on there. And the attitude of different people of different mentality could be observed there. And Sri Ramakrishna was in trance. Every person came nearby, touched his holy feet, and took the pada dhuli and put it on their head. Sri Ramakrishna, very humbly, out of so much of love, he used to bless him with both hands and put his hands on their head. And for some people, he rubbed their chest. And for some people, he removed the tears in their eyes. And he used to continuously repeat the word, be illuminated, in the ears of the devotees. And this really created a metamorphic change in the lives of the people. And later on, you can observe two more very strange things. Could it be possible when not a single direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna was there in the midst? The people all who gathered there happened to be the devotees of Calcutta and nearby places who came there, and some of them were meeting Sri Ramakrishna for the first time. The assembly of devotees that were observed there were not very familiar with Sri Ramakrishna all these days. Majority of them were very much familiar, but new people had come because of New Year celebration, and they got fascinated about the garden and everything that was in Kashipur garden, and they got in, and surprisingly they were witnessing all these things. They also gathered with this devotees mob, and they surprisingly they enjoyed every bit of the incident that took place. Unfortunately, even though they came for the first time, Sri Ramakrishna blessed them intensely, impartially, like what he did for the familiar devotees also. And he, being the Avatara Varishta, raised both of his hands and said, "Be illuminated, be illuminated." And this ultimately transformed the life of these devotees in later course. From that moment onward, people could find a change for better. A change for better, I'm mentioning. You should know, trifles make perfection, but perfection is not trifle. Every progress is a change, but every change need not be a progress. They had a progressive change in their lives. All felt very much fortunate to get the blessings of Sri Ramakrishna, and later on, people could get proper guidance, being blessed by Sri Ramakrishna. They had that wonderful intuition in them, and this really brought a positive change in their individual lives. And this Jan 1st of 1886 is being celebrated as Kalpataru Day in Ramakrishna movement. Some of the devotees demanded for money. He said yes. You may be surprised to hear that the great grandson of that person who demanded for money is in United States today. Even today, he is donating huge amount of money for the service activities of Sri Ramakrishna Math and Mission of Belur Math. Just imagine his blessings have the effect even after 125, 30 years also, after the incident took place. And those people who demanded for spiritual emancipation, they had an extraordinary transformation in their lives, and they could move forward for further advancement in their lives. So Kalpataru Day, it is beautifully mentioned that even though it happened on Jan 1st, 1886, even though with a few people who assembled in Kashipur garden, even today, Sri Ramakrishna's blessings on January 1st can be felt in an extraordinary way. In our ashrams, we celebrate Kalpataru Day. We will have the maximum attendance on that day. People will come, they spend their time in ashrama doing meditation and all, and they will enjoy the scenario, the serene atmosphere that is prevailing in every ashram. Okay? So this is pertaining to Kalpataru Day. I came to know that Revered Sri Muralidhar Swamiji quite often speaks about Kalpataru Day of Sri Ramakrishna's incarnation, his avatara, very frequently in his speeches. Some of the devotees requested me to quote at least in brief about the incident of Kalpataru Day. Taking that into consideration, I could present before you some information about Kalpataru Day. So next I switch over to the simple teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. Number one, you see many stars in the sky at night, but not when the sun rises. Can you therefore say that there are no stars in the heavens during the day? O man, because you cannot find God in the days of your ignorance, say not that there is no God. Something like when you don't see stars during the daytime, do you think there are no stars? Like that, because of our ignorance, we may say God is not prevailing. You should never say so. This is the greatest confidence Sri Ramakrishna is bestowing on all of us. Number two, Guru Maharaj says, he is born in vain who, having attained the human birth, so difficult to get, does not attempt to realize God in this very life. I told you from pages of Viveka Chudamani, to get even the human birth is not that easy. In Kannada, Dasa Parampare says, Manava Janma Doddado, Halu Madabediro, Huchappagalira. It is not that easy to claim the right to acquire Homo sapiens stage. Even according to science, the subhuman species has to pass through several thousand stages to acquire this stage. That is very important. So human birth is a great blessing. Human happen to be the greatest species on earth. Sri Ramakrishna says, the greatest blessing of God can be felt the moment we are blessed with human birth. When you get human birth, that itself is a greatest blessing, because it is human who can understand God's creation, who can enjoy God's creation, who can contribute his might to God's creation, and at the same time keep in your mind that God can fulfill our needs and never our greeds. Third, he is truly a man to whom money is only a servant. But on the other hand, those who do not know how to make a proper use of money hardly deserve to be called men. Sri Ramakrishna says, the ultimate goal of human birth is not to earn money alone, to make us more prosperous, make us ourselves more rich. Okay? Sri Ramakrishna at one point of time said, take a needle. God can even pass a camel through the hole of a needle, but he will not get convinced because of your material prosperity. Kabir Das at one point of time says, ನನ್ನದೇನೆಂಬುದೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಇರುವುದು ನಿನ್ನದೆಯಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ನದ ನಿನಗೆ ಅರ್ಪಿಸುತ್ತಲೇ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯಿಂದಿರುವೆ ಕಬೀರ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯಿಂದಿರುವೆ. I want to give back to the world what all I received from the world. This is out of reverential attitude we must practice. Of course, earning money is not a sin, but earning the wisdom how to spend money properly is the greatest achievement. Okay? Earning money is good, but spending money for a greater reason is excellent, according to Sri Ramakrishna. He says, there are three dolls. The first is made up of salt, the second is made up of cloth, the third one being of stone. If these dolls are immersed in water, the first idol, the doll made up of salt, gets dissolved, it gets merged in the water. That means to say, it will lose its identity unless and until the river gets merged in an ocean. It remains a finite river. Once it gets merged in an ocean, it becomes infinite ocean. Got it? So, the first doll made up of salt got dissolved, and the second doll did not get dissolved. It could absorb maximum water and did not lose its shape. And finally, the third will remain impervious to water. It cannot absorb even the minutest percentage of water. The first doll represents the man who merges himself in the universe and all pervading self and becomes one with it. He is the liberated man. The second represents the bhakta, or the true lover of God, who is full of divine bliss and knowledge. But the third represents the worldly man who will not admit even a particle of true knowledge into his heart. He will not obey anything that is wise. He will think according to his own fanatic, confined ideas. Number five, the fifth teaching of Sri Ramakrishna. In God, there are both Vidya Maya and Avidya Maya. Both Vidya Maya and Avidya Maya are prevailing in God. The Vidya Maya takes man towards God, whereas the Avidya Maya leads man astray. Knowledge, devotion, dispassion, compassion are the features of Vidya Maya. All these are expressions of Vidya Maya. Only with their help one can reach God. You know, if a snake bites a person, he dies. You should know the poison is within the snake, but that poison in the snake is not harmful to the snake. It is harmful to the rest of the people, but it is not harmful to the snake. So, Vidya Maya means even though you are blessed with Vidya Maya, this Maya is not something like that binds you to the world. Avidya Maya alone will destroy a human personality. The sixth teaching, to explain God after merely reading scriptures, to explain God after merely reading scriptures is as good as explaining the beauty and features of Varanasi on a map. Seventh, as the blacksmith keeps alive the fire of his furnace by burning, by blowing the bellows, so the mind should be kept clean and glowing with the help of pious company. Satsang is a must for everyone because that keeps all of us very alert, vibrant, and committed to a positive cause. Eighth teaching. There are two types of egos. One is called a ripe ego, and another is called unripe ego. Nothing is mine. Whatever I see or feel or hear, nay, even this body itself is not mine. I am always eternal, free and all knowing. Such an idea arises from ripe ego. Whereas, this is my house, this is my child, this is my wife, this is my beautiful body. These thoughts of this kind, are the manifestation of unripe ego. Number nine, while rising a building, this is very important. While rising a building, the scaffolding is indispensable. It is a must. Without a scaffolding, you cannot rise a building. But when the work is completed, no one feels the necessity of a scaffolding. Like that, in the beginning of spiritual life, idol worship is a must, but in later years, it is not a must. You got it? Tenth teaching, as it is very difficult to gather the mustard seeds that escape out of a thorn package and get scattered in all directions, so it is not very easy affair to ingather and concentrate our mind, which runs always after the worldly things in diverse directions. You drop a cup of mustard on the floor. Again, to get back each grain is a Herculean task. Like that, our mind behaves and it acts with us. The tenth teaching. The darkness of centuries, you see, darkness of centuries is dispensed as soon as a light is brought into the room. You may have darkness for several centuries in the past. The moment you bring a lamp inside, it will get out. The accumulated sins of countless lives of a man just by a single glance of God gets eradicated. Pure knowledge and pure bhakti, Shuddha Jnana and Shuddha Bhakti are synonyms. Through spiritual practices, man can overcome his evil tendencies and driving, and he can acquire the divine grace, and this grace can reduce even the worst sinner. There is a beautiful dictum of Vivekananda who says, if you say every saint had a past, then every sinner must have a future. Therefore, one should not brood over the past mistakes, but should develop a positive outlook on life by developing a tendency to depend more and more on God. Finally, God dwells in all the people, but the manifestation of this inner divinity varies from person to person. If I stop at this stage, God dwells in every individual, then you may ask immediately a question, then what is the partiality we are doing while treating the people? We treat one person with so much of love and with another person with partial love. We neglect the third person. We don't look into the fourth person at all. Why is this discrimination? You should know, even though the principal amount of every individual is the divinity that is dwelling in everyone, individually how much we manifest our divinity, accordingly you will be received from the external agency. Got it? So manifestation of divinity is in our hands. Rather, the divinity that is hiding in us is an excellent gift of God when He gave birth to us as human beings. And in saintly people, there is greater manifestation of God. Women are special manifestation of divine mother of the universe and so are to be treated with respect since God dwells. And finally, Sri Ramakrishna says, you have the sunlight on all the particles of the nature. Sunlight will fall on stones, fall on leaves, fall on mud, fall on mirror. The light that falls on a mirror can reflect in an extraordinary way compared to the reflection on other objects. Like that, God reflects more in human beings. That too, God reflects more in saints and seers. That's why they are very much respected and adored. And finally, Thakur says, world is a mixture of good and bad, something like a mixture of sand and sugar. Develop the wisdom of an insect. It will pick only the sugar particles from the mixture and remains thankful to the Creator. It never curses sand. This is Yukta Yukta Viveka. You must have this tendency to safeguard yourself and positively advance in the field of spirituality. Such teachings of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna will definitely help us to have further advancement in our individual lives, and ultimately, with such perfume, spiritual perfume in us, the nectar in us, we can attract the bees to us so that we not only individually have the emancipation, but also we can influence other people to get into satsang. So, with these words, I offer these words of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna at his own holy feet. May Lord bless us all to have his blessings. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रुत्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः. I offer my humble respects at the holy feet of the Divine Almighty, Revered Veereshananda Maharaj, and all the devotees assembled here. We have witnessed almost four or fifth day today, right? Fifth day, learning about the life of Sri Ramakrishna. The whole life of Sri Ramakrishna is an ideal example for all the seekers. He led by his own life, he did all the penance and showed or demonstrated practically as a sadhaka and how a sadhaka or a spiritual person should evolve. He always said that the ultimate goal of human life is God realization. Hence, the mission or the Dhyaya Vakya of Ramakrishna movement is Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitaya Cha. We are always traveling towards that God, whether we know it or whether we don't know it, we are actually flowing towards that particular direction. Only thing is that one day will come when a person of higher altitude will recognize our status and also show us the way further to reach the goal safely and happily. That is the role of a guru. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, though he was the Avatara Varistha, as we call him, he led a very, very simple, humble life. He almost, as any other person, as any other human being, as a priest, he offered puja, he had sakshatkar, he had the divine vision of Mother Kali. He was serving Kali at the holy feet and he was feeding her personally, physically. All these things has been seen, have been demonstrated, and all the questions that come to anybody's mind, whether this is such kind of a case is possible, it has always been ruled out in front of them. Whether any doubt or any skeptical matters of any order, they used to come and test Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He was the only person who was stuck and who was performing and who was living the example of a true seeker and a true philosopher and a true believer of truth. So he never said lie. He always said Tyaga. The Gita, I think I told in one of the satsangs that Gita, if you repeatedly call, it becomes Tagi, that is Tyaga. Tyaga is sacrifice. So once you sacrifice, what are you going to sacrifice? So that particular thing, he simply says that Kama Kanchana Tyaga is the key goal, so that will bring down our ego. You know, if you have, because we are always conscious about our physical appearance, we are always conscious and we are proud about our materialistic accomplishments, our position, social status, what car we drive, in what area we live in, all those things. That is all good. People should have goal and they have to achieve step by step, and you have to achieve the zenith of the life where the God has given the opportunity. As a young achiever, as he joins a company as an employee, he goes into different roles. Initially, he will be a junior. Later, he will be recognized as a senior. Then he becomes an assistant manager, CEO, CFO, all such kind of higher positions will be coming to his path. There is nothing wrong in taking that and taking it in the right spirit and achieving all those. But at the same time, remember, as said in Gita, you have to offer everything at the holy feet of the divine because it is all given by the divine. You do all the duties and the fruit will come automatically to you. That is the Bhagavan's message. He has never said that it is said by Krishna. Though it is said by Krishna, it is always in reference to Bhagavad Gita. It says that Bhagavan Vacha, not Krishna Vacha. So, in that way, the holy message of seekers, the highest seers, they give everything in a nutshell. Kama Kanchana Tyaga. That is the, if you do that, then automatically your foot is grounded, your head is grounded, you are blessed with that, humble mindset where you know that everything is going on as per the divine. Tena vina trunamapi na chalati. So, because we are daily involved in all the materialistic life and materialistic responsibilities, we have to take care of our elder parents. We have to take care of our younger children. We have to take care of the responsibilities that we have on our shoulders. But at the same time, you have to develop a connection. That is what Sri Ramakrishna says. Whenever possible, go to a place, you know make that place as your own and try building a connection with the divine. He says that a thread has to be tied onto the god and onto your toe, where whenever you feel that should drag you, that should pull you, so that okay, I am connected with the divine and he is there to take care of me. In one of the school of thoughts, there is a beautiful narration how a true devotee should be. There are two ways of being very humble, or in nature we find this. One is known as Marjala Kishora Nyaya, and there is one that is known as Markata Kishora Nyaya. Markata is a monkey, Marjala is a cat. So you know that whenever the parent is taking care of the child, so it take care that everything should be safe, the environment is safe, it is safe from the predators, it is safe for the environment, it is safe for its upbringing, it is safe for its comfort, everything is taken care. A cat is a carnivore. It usually feeds on rat or a bird or something like that. Recently, I was hearing a wonderful story by our Vishu. In his house, he has two wonderful cats. One is named as Gunda, and that Gunda recently made a Gundaism. He went and hunted a bird in his own garden, and it brought in front of Vishu and said, "See what I have come with." So Vishu saw that, and he said, "Sit quietly and behave properly." Then it went back and sat because it is a very trained and a very humble cat. Then Vishu, because of his compassion, he saw at the bird. The bird still had some prana in it. So immediately he took a box, he took care of it so that to whatever necessary that is required to save it, he gives a bit of water, he gave some seeds where bird can consume to regain the strength, and he gave that space, comfort space. And later, after some time, he just took it out and it got released and it successfully, happily went away. So it just had 2 days before. So in such a way, like a cat, though it is a carnivore, so it behaves and it can consume life of other being because it is the natural instinct. There is nothing wrong actually. Because we bring it at home and because we are vegetarians, we try to feed it with milk, curd, and all. That is not the actual dharma. Yeah, you prepare payasam and you start feeding payasam to the cat. that is not good for its health, because the design of the digestive tract is actually designed for something else. So, in the similar way, coming back to our Marjala Kishora Nyaya, the kittens of the cat, though it is delivered in a one place, it often changes the place because it is skeptical that somebody might have observed me, somebody might have seen that I have been visiting many more times to the same place again and again. So somebody, when I go, misuse the opportunity and take away my children. So that is the motherly, protective this thing concern that the cat has. So immediately it takes, we can carry or we can lift the kid, but cat does not have that. The only thing that it moves around the children is by its own mouth. It catches the kitten in its mouth and takes it around and drops it somewhere and bring back the other kittens left over to the same place wherever it feels that it is safe. See the beauty of the God and the control that the cat has. You know, whenever it is going for hunting, it knows what is the pressure that I need to give to kill the bird. At the same time, to transfer its own kids with the same, canines in its mouth, it sees to it that not even a hair is, you know, trouble of the kitten. It takes so much of care with that gentleness. It picks it up, drops it away, and keep it very safe. See the beauty of God. In the similar way, when we observe the Markata Kishora Nyaya, Kishora is child, So Markata Kishora is the baby of a monkey. So whenever you see that, if you have observed, that baby of the monkey will always be clinging on to the mother's stomach, you know, suckling milk from the mother, and it always catches hold of the mother. But it is all dependent on the strength of the baby to how strong it can cling on to the mother. Because whenever the monkey is jumping from one tree to another, one branch to another, it does not have any control, because if it takes care of baby, it cannot hold on to the next branch which is there. It has to jump, otherwise it is a danger. So it always jumps, and somehow there is a divine message or the nurturing or the teaching that has gone to the children. If you don't hold on to me, then it is not my responsibility. So be careful. If you fall down, I am not responsible for that. That is the message of Markata Kishora Nyaya. So, in the similar way, Sri Ramakrishna says beautifully that whenever we are praying, we have to seek God, we have to seek Mother to take care of us. We have to always say that we are the children of God. However big or however elders we might be, Vivekananda always calls us mustached babies. Though we might have got gray hairs on our head, on our cheeks, it doesn't say that you are always wise. You are still a child to that mother. So, in that case, you have to behave like a child. And the safest route, how one should behave, is you have to cry upon to the mother, seek upon to her blessing, and say that everything is in your hands. Why should we bother and break our heads to seek something about our own protection? So, in that way, it is safe to be in the hands of the divine. Sri Ramakrishna, in one of the instances there, he says that whenever we go to any sandy day, when there is any jatra or mahotsav kind of a thing or a kumbh mela kind of a thing, mother or the parent will always hold on to the child. The children, if he is clinging on to the parent, as in Markata Kishora Nyaya, seeing at a fun store or a idol or a games, it might leave the hand of the parent, it might go away, it might get lost. But at the same time, if you are in the hands of the divine, if you are in the hands of mother or a father, he says that he does not hold on to your finger. He will slightly move back and he will hold on to your wrist so that you cannot escape there. So it is always safe to be in the hands of mother or the lap of the mother where you feel safe, secure, and that is the way one should pray for. Because every day when we are amidst the materialistic clinging on the world and duties, we get very affected by that, by seeing or get influenced by all such kind of luring that we see around. To purify our own self, to keep us grounded, such kind of satsang, such kind of namasmaran is very much required. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna always says that the only and the easiest way, easiest route in this Kali Yuga is chanting the name of the God again and again. And we are so happy that our team, both Bhajan Satsang and also our Namasmaran team, we have been there in their place, our Venkatji place, and also our Raghavji's place. We went yesterday. We were so happy to see that lineage, the knowledge, the prayers that they are offering. It is so wholehearted. It is always by heart, not by just memorizing it, but it is coming out, oozing out by by their heart. And every day at that moment of time, immediately it starts. Though we get a bit delay, today we saw our Adhira. She was doing Namasparan. She has to take care of the leading group on certain time because of the request of our beloved host Satyaji. He said, "You have to come a bit early, Swamiji." Then we have already planned the program, and Adhira was sitting inside the prayer hall. Then Kavita Ma, she went and she called Adhira. We are getting delayed. We should not trouble the people who are coming, who are waiting for us. We should not make people wait. That is not good culture. Then immediately she came, and though we went stepped onto the car, she continued the Namasmaran. She continued the Namasmaran, and also she made it happen that somebody else will continue and conclude it correctly. It is not only that continuing, there is a formal procedure how it has to be. So see, if you can find such kind of commitment in the younger children, younger mindset, we feel so happy, we feel so proud. We carry a lot of memories with such kind of instances that we have gone through. So we are very happy about it. And the last thing that I would like to say and conclude my speech is that in one of the Dasa Padas, we get a message. Earning a human body is not so easy. Earning a human life, human janma is not so easy. So we have to behave properly and try to serve the God in the right attitude and the right mindset. I will quote a few lines from the initial paragraph of that. It says that ಎಂಬತ್ನಾಲ್ಕು I'll just say that ಏಸು ಕಾಯಂಗಳ ಕಳೆದು 84 ಜೀವ ರಾಶಿಗಳ ದಾಟಿ ಬಂದ ಈ ಶರೀರ ತಾನಲ್ಲ ತನ್ನದಲ್ಲ ಆಸೆ ತರವಲ್ಲ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಾಹೋದಲ್ಲ ದಾಸನಾಗು 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 ಸವಿಶೇಷನಾಗು. It's a long song. I know, but I am very happy that you all already know that. So after 84 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜೀವರಾಶಿಯನ್ನು ದಾಟಿ ಬಂದ ಈ ಶರೀರ, it is after the 84 lakhs of birth you are getting a human body and you don't know the value of it. So it is the right opportunity to utilize that and achieve the goal, because this is the janma made easier, made for, because all other things you cling on or carry on. And by the blessings of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and all the great seers and saints, let us all fulfill their path. We let us all follow their path and fulfill our goals and dreams is my prayer. Thank you for one and all for your patient hearing. Jai Ram Krishna.
दीजो आओ गुरु दर्शन दीजो तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता। आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो, आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता। तुम ही हो ब्रह्मा, तुम ही हो विष्णु, तुम ही हो ब्रह्मा, तुम ही हो विष्णु, तुम ही हो शंकर रूपा, तुम ही हो शंकर रूपा। सृष्टि स्थिति लय स्वरूप तुम हो, सृष्टि स्थिति लय स्वरूप तुम हो, तुम हो अनादि रूपा, तुम हो अनादि रूपा। आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो, आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता। अनाथ नाथा दीन बंधु, अनाथ नाथा दीन बंधु, तुम हो आनंद रूपा, तुम हो आनंद रूपा। अज्ञान नाशक शरण संरक्षक, ज्ञान नाशक शरण संरक्षक, आत्म ज्ञान प्रदाता, आत्म ज्ञान प्रदाता। आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो, आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता।
Hari Om. But every day passes, we feel it's over already. Today, while listening to Guruji about Sri Ramakrishna and the way that he has influenced the normal people. So I want to quote that like a Mahatma that few of us here have had the privilege of living together, Sri Professor Vaman Murthy. I'm quoting his name because he always used to say, "Live to live after death." It was very simple, live to live after death. So if you think back, the essence of the great Mahatmas, it's same. We're still celebrating Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and his preachings because he's still living with us. So I mean, we have lived with such Mahatma here in Auckland. We are very fortunate. He's from Mysore, and a few of us, had the privilege of being with him and spent some time. And another example that Guruji said that Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, that he was over joyful, enjoying the beauty of Kali, and then he was into trance. So similar situation had happened to our dear Satya. Um, Not like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, but he was overjoyous in a cruise trip that we all had been, and he was actually scrolling from the stairs. He was so joyful, and he was literally laughing like unstoppable. And there was another white guy who came around the stairs, and he was watching him, and he soon after said, "I know what this man has happened, so I will run back to that. Otherwise I won't get the stock." So he ran back to the bar.
Both were the moment Swamiji quoted. He was looking at me. What was the expensive? What was the brand ultimately? There was a joy. I always make everyone, laugh, create such situation. Yeah.
So that was a example. So we will conclude today, fifth day of the lecture. So we have got only 2 more days left. That's the sad part. Um, so tomorrow we have the lectures at Guru Smaran at Kavitaji and Venkat's house. It will start at 7, same as usual.
5 p.m., 5 to 6 birthday, 6:30 is on Thursday.
Thank you. So you heard 5 to 6 is the bhajans, and then 6:30 to 8:30 is the lecture. So please do join us and seek the blessings. Uh, and then today, thank you all for making this evening wonderful. All your presence, like all 5 days. It's good to see the commitment. I think it's all because of, as I said before, it's the magnetic attraction towards bhakti, faith, love, whatever you call, that we all are here. So we got 2 more days of opportunities being with Guru Maharaj. So please do come, and we'll conclude with Mahaprasadam. And you're free to come and take blessings from Guru Maharaj, and you're free to have the dakshinas for the ashram, and then seek blessings. I received just Chandrabhan, is the main priest of Sai Mandir. Um, he has actually lived in Tumkur next to the ashram, so he has come to seek blessings from Guru Maharaj, and he wanted to see. He was very busy because of the anniversary celebration at Sai Mandir. So I invited him, and he said if he's given an opportunity, even though he's late, he's finished his duty there, and I said, if you don't mind, you can come. So he's come. So welcome, Shastriji. Thank you for coming, and thank you all. Yeah, 1 second. We'll just conclude this by, as our ritual, we'll conclude by the Jaikar. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ke. Jai Shri Mahamai Ke. Jai Shri Swamiji Maharaj Ji Ke. Jai Shri Shri Durga Mai Ke.
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम दीर्घतमामते योजुर्बन्धचमे युगे अपामर्थ्यतीनां ब्रह्मा भवति सारथिः वाजे वाजे बत वाजिनो नो धनेषु विप्र अमृतरदज्ञाः अस्य मध्वपिबतमाधयद्वन्द्वृप्ताय आतपतिभिर्देवयाने कस्तूरी तिलकं ललाटपतले
Keep singing.
Chastale Kaustuvam
Keep singing.
Nasagre Varamoktikam Karatale Nukare Kankaram Sarvange Harichandanam Sulamisam.
He was near the ashram in Baba's Mandir.
I have seen him. Just I remember him
created
also.
a wonderful atmosphere there. As long as he was there,
Initially, when the temple was inaugurated, during the very early stages of the temple, he was there. And with all his loving words, people liked it a lot.